Hey, how goes it? Ken Bosak from the BitcoinPodcast.com, here to talk about Bitcoin and Bitcoin accessories. And as always, I got John Crothers, Cryptotherapy, as my co-host. Hey John, say what's up.
What's going on, y'all? Y'all know me?
So, how you feeling, man? I heard you just had your balls removed or something. What was the surgery about?
Yeah. Man, I had appendicitis. Had my appendix removed. Still a bit sore, but that's what the pills are for, right? So, yeah. Man, I'm telling you, like, if you've never gone through it, have you? Yeah, I guess not.
No, thank God. I mean, that sounds sucky, bro.
It fucking sucks. Like, I missed Saturday. I thought yesterday was Saturday.
Oh wow, yeah, you were drugged out by that pain meds, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw your video. I saw that video you made all drugged out. That was hilarious.
Yeah. Just so if anybody's wondering, I'm in my underwear again. So.
If anyone's wondering. All right, guys. Shout out to the early viewers. Ringo G, Cure. Shout out. Oh, we got our upcoming guest is in the chat box as well. Bitcoin and Coffee will be here in a couple minutes. He is in the chat box there. That is awesome. 21 Million Club, as always. Thank you for stopping by, bro. Mr. Balls and Greg. Ghost Goat. I like that name. Dizzle. We got Khalid. Gerald. Thank you. Frank the Tank is in the house, everybody. Frank the Tank. Thank you. All right, guys. So we have 9 hours, 17 minutes, and 17 seconds, 16 seconds, 15 seconds until fake Bitcoin arrives. John, what do you think, man? What do you think's going on? Have you been hearing everything that's been going through the pipeline today?
Yeah, kind of. Been hearing a lot of people saying, "Oh, I'm going to dump that shit," and then I've heard other people who are like, maybe it's something to hold on to. You never know what happened. Ethereum Classic, kind of thing. But I ledger that when I opened that up, now there's an option for Bitcoin Cash, and it's kind of scary. I was afraid to click it, in fact.
Well, Bitcoin's still 50% overall market cap dominance, and Bitcoin Cash futures, the BCC, is only trading at $292. That is 13% down for the 24-hour, man. That's a sign. That's a good sign. They don't got much back in them.
Yeah, and could just keep dropping as when the coin comes out, and they're like, dumping it to get more Bitcoin, and the price just keeps going down. But there's still gonna be people out there who are gonna be like, I'm gonna stack some of this up just in case,
Yep. No, I mean, I don't think anybody's gonna buy any to stack up, but I do feel like people may end up being holders of it, especially after Omar came on the other day and had his explanation. And then I saw some other people today were explaining that there's going to be some Chinese companies that already announced that they're going to be using Bitcoin Cash. Now, who knows if that's going to be true or not, depending on the hash power and the transaction fees and all the things associated with the actual use case of BCC. But publicly and politically, does look like Bitcoin Cash could have some use case in China. But I don't think it's going to be enough to keep the price even where it's at now.
Yeah, no. I agree.
Oh, wow. 21 Million Club said that he heard from his viewers that the Dollar Vigilant said that the shitcoin, talking about Bitcoin Cash, everybody, was the good Bitcoin. Wow. That's maybe he was paid to say that. That doesn't make any sense. Let's go ahead and do our... Oh, go ahead.
What?
What?
No, that just doesn't seem like the Dollar Vigilante to say.
Yeah, somebody just said that he did not say that in the chat box. They're saying the Dollar Vigilant did not say that. I'm hoping not. Hey, P. Goldberg, Jeff, everybody, thank you so much. Let's go ahead and dig into our first story. So, what will be Bitcoin Cash value after its launch? I love how it's like the twins from, what's that, the Shining, right?
Yeah.
We wanna play! No, get the fuck away from me. I don't want to play with you, Bitcoin Cash.
Alright, fuck this, I'm going to Litecoin.
Like this, I'm going to Litecoin. I heard they leave a light on for you.
Yeah.
I made myself laugh. Alright, so, the Bitcoin digital currency team is finally splitting, as the new token called BitcoinCASH, BCH, is already scheduled for launching on August 1st, 2017. The value of the new cryptocurrency, however, is yet to be officially announced by its management. Many digital currency players and Bitcoin enthusiasts believed that the new BCH token will be distributed as, quote, free money, end quote, when the BitcoinCASH hard fork was introduced. This will not be the case, although the new tokens will be issued to customers at no additional cost. Guys, this is like a metaphorical cost. In reality, it's not going to cost you anything, so it is, by all means, free money, but quote-unquote, not free money, because an altcoin, it's going to take away from the overall dominance of Bitcoin's overall dominance market cap. So, in a sense, it's not going to be free money. It's like any altcoin can compete with the price of Bitcoin and take from its overall market cap. This one is a bigger version. Other industry players, meanwhile, think that BitcoinCASH could somewhat reduce the existing value of Bitcoin. They believe that the Bitcoin case will be similar to the case of Ethereum and Ethereum Classic. I think that was a little bit of a different fork in all sense of how they went about it in general, politically, and how they got there. It was an abrupt fork. This is something that us, the users, pretty much forced on everybody else when we, you know, the people, activated the user activated soft fork, BIP 140 or 141 or 148, whatever it was.
148.
Yeah, it was originally 148. We ended up with 141. Now we're at 91. It's so hard to keep track of all the numbers, but that's when we started this. You know, this was our choice. It's not like, you know, something happened and now we have to do a fork to get funds back. And that's a totally different scenario, but I do see the correlation in cost and value and price and the volatility. So, possible BitcoinCASH value. Under the proposed split, every holder of Bitcoin is entitled to a share of BitcoinCASH tokens at a 1-to-1 ratio. For example, if a Bitcoin holder has 100 Bitcoins, then he will receive 100 BitcoinCASH tokens. The BCH tokens can then be my God, it throws me off because they say transacted either against Bitcoin or fiat currencies. I hate when they say against Bitcoin. Like, you could have just said traded for Bitcoin or fiat currencies like dollars or on supporting exchanges. However, the value of BCH tokens could be effectively deduced from the current value of Bitcoin during the transaction. So here we go. They got it right here. To effectively explain this scenario, if the value of Bitcoin is 2,800, which it is, isn't it? Yeah, 2,841. Yeah. Good stuff. The BitcoinCASH is worth 400. When the split is officially made, the BitcoinCASH value could be deduced from the Bitcoin price. This is, however, unlikely that the Bitcoin's price would decline to 2,400 on that day. I said this earlier, I don't think people are going to be selling Bitcoin to buy BitcoinCASH. If anything, they're going to be selling their BitcoinCASH to buy Bitcoin. So I don't think that that's going to be the case. Moreover, the value, I hate that word, moreover, the value or market cap of the Bitcoin network will be distributed over the two blockchains during the split, as they are already to be considered a competing fork at this time. It is also expected that the actual price of both, currencies, virtual currencies, will be very unstable during the first few days after the official split, and that is where I agree 100%. We're going to see some crazy volatility that we never expected to see before, especially when it comes to that BitcoinCASH. That's just going to be all over the place, and I wouldn't trust it as a long-term holdings, but if you're really good at trading, maybe you can make some money on that, because if it moves enough, people seem to be able to ride waves and make money.
Now, another thing that I'm wondering, too, is, second the echo. See, BTC is branching out from doing this, right? Because they want to get the BitcoinCASH, they want to start that bullshit, right?
Yeah.
So, how big is their mining pool? They're pretty big, right?
Yeah, one of the biggest.
So when they branch off and go do this, then does that cause the original Bitcoin's difficulty to decrease? Because they're no longer...
Interesting. Yeah, maybe. I don't know exactly how that's going to work. I do know I don't think that the Bitcoin Cash, even with just them alone, is going to have enough hash power. And I don't, again, know for sure if them exiting is going to affect our hash power that much. Like, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Just wondering, because I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Anybody in the comments, do you know?
I'm not aware of.
Oh, we have a
like,
question down here, I
makes
see.
sense to me, so.
We have a question from Curry Gen C, or whatever. Ken, did you send your Bitcoin to Bittrex so you can sell the Bcash fast? No, I don't want any exchange to hold my Bitcoin BTC for any reason. So my hardware wallet has my Bitcoin. I don't care about the time in between sending the Bitcoin Cash from my wallet to the exchange. I just don't want the exchange to be holding my Bitcoin in general. So no, I do not have it there. I have all my Bitcoin on my hardware wallet. How about you, John? Did you take any shortcuts? Do you have anything on exchanges that are working with this?
Hell no. I got everything on my ledger. In fact, I sold all of my altcoins, except for just a little bit, all for Bitcoin. And I'm holding all Bitcoin on my ledger. So this way I can get more Bitcoin Cash and then sell it for even more Bitcoin.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking, like Omar explained the other night, which is still haunting, it's free money. Why even spend it? Why not just keep it as is, as a just-in-case segregated witness doesn't work out on the Bitcoin blockchain? So I was like, interesting thought, and it is already on my hardware wallet. So I might take half of it and buy more Bitcoin with the half of my free money. And I like calling it free money. Everyone's going to be like, that's not free money, bro. Well, it's free to me. And I might keep the other half.
That's one thing I don't understand. How is it not free? You're getting me falling out of thin air.
Because it could potentially take from the overall market cap and take from the overall value of Bitcoin if the percentage of investors, users, and miners move that way. It technically wasn't free because it's going to come from Bitcoin. So it's like if you buy a loaf of bread or whatever and split it in half, you still don't have the whole loaf now. You have two halves. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it exactly with an analogy that could be wrapped around, but I do see it in a way. But me personally, I look at it like free money.
Yeah, me too. Because it's more coins popping into my wallet that I didn't pay for, But I see, like, if the price of Bitcoin were to go down, I understand.
So do you want to go ahead and touch on the next article where it says where to store your BTC to get BCC wallets and exchanges?
Sure. It's no secret in the cryptocurrency world that Bitcoin will fork, and that there will likely be a creation of Bitcoin Cash, BCC, a new built on the same platform as Bitcoin. The fork is scheduled to happen tomorrow at 12:20 p.m. UTC time. Opinions are divided over whether BCC is good or a bad thing for Bitcoin, with heated debates across the internet. However, for those who would like to stay out of the debate but try to profit from the fork, it would be it would still be critical to have Bitcoin in a wallet or exchange that supports BCC. Below is a list of companies that support BCC for users wanting to access the newly minted altcoins. And let's see, they got exchanges supporting BCC. There's via BTC, of course, OKCoin, BTC Box, Bithumb, OKEX. And then a list of, let's see, Kraken's on there. Hit Bitcoin, CoinFloor, Bitcoin's Norway, Bitfinex.
I see Bitfinex on there and YoBit.net. I think YoBit was the first. They had it on there earlier, I think. They have something happening already.
Yeah, some of these I've never seen before.
What about the wallets down there supporting BCC?
Yeah, then you got the wallets down here, Bitcoin ABC, Bitcoin Classic, Bitcoin Unlimited. BXT, Ledger, Trezor, Electron kennbosak.ETH, free wallet, and Coinami.
You know what's funny? I don't see Keep Key on here. That's weird.
Yeah. I was gonna say that. But I'm glad I got the ledger. I'm so glad I got the ledger when I did, because now it's so hard for people to get it, and at least I got it just in time. And now that this bullshit's coming up, yeah, I'm really glad I fucking got it.
Yeah, so. Dude, a hardware wallet is definitely the best investment if you're going to be doing any investing in this space. If you're if you're interested in cryptocurrencies and you don't have a hardware wallet, it's like trying to have gold coins without a satchel. You know what I mean? It's like, why did you even just invest in the wallet? I think it's funny because one of the hosts of the Bitcoin podcast, I believe it was Marcello that said it. He doesn't like to spend money on a money holder. Like, it doesn't make sense to buy a wallet. Like, why would I spend money on something that I'm just going to use to hold the money that I don't have anymore because I just spent it on this awesome wallet that holds money?
Well, it's like, you wouldn't go invest in precious metals or something very expensive and stored in a wooden safe or something,
Somebody asked me if I'm staying up all night. I actually have an alarm set for 2 hours before the fork. I will be up and live an hour before, and I'll be up for hours after until I can figure out how to sell some BCC. So, yeah, I'll be live during the hard fork, completely live. Yo, did you want to go ahead and, introduce us to the new story from CoinDesk? I don't normally go there, but they did have a good article today on BitcoinCASH 101, what users need to know before tomorrow's fork. We have about 13 minutes before we get to our guest, Bitcoin and Coffee, so I figured we could run through this real quick. If you want it, you could take ahead the first part, and then I'll chop up the next.
Holy shit, okay. Just scanning through it. Bitcoin is headed towards a fork tomorrow. Surprise, surprise!
Wait, what? What's happening, dude?
Yeah, you didn't know? Whether that happens for sure remains to be seen, but most likely it will happen. But, oh man, I gotta blow this up. Sorry, I was cut off. Let's see, whether this happens for sure is yet to be seen, but if it does, and you hold Bitcoin, there are a few things you will want to keep in mind. First, starting August 1st, at about 12:20 UTC, will give miners who are part of its pool the option to direct their computing power to a new controversial software client known as Bitcoin ABC. So that sounds like they're coming off of the original Bitcoin platform, It sounds like the difficulty should go down.
Okay.
Should enough miners take up that option, the result will be a permanent divergence of the Bitcoin blockchain and the creation of a new cryptocurrency known as BitcoinCASH or BCC. Proposed by developer Amuri Shedset. Bitcoin ABC is an alternative protocol that will boost Bitcoin's transaction capacity. The client increases Bitcoin's block size for makes the long-debated code optimization segregated witness, which is due to activate on the main Bitcoin blockchain later in August. Of the more than 20 Bitcoin mining pools, Via BTC is the only pool to publicly support Bitcoin ABC so far. Although most Bitcoin developers, entrepreneurs, and users seem uninterested in moving over to Bitcoin ABC, the new protocol is not without eager supporters, which makes it hard to tell how play out. We don't know, for instance, how much mining power will go to the new blockchain, whether the fork will result in something long-lasting, or if the new cryptocurrency will fall to the wayside due to lack of support. Before those questions are answered, here are a few essentials to keep in mind.
Alrighty then. So, what is a fork? What the fork is a fork? And is there anything like a spork? Anyway, a hard fork is a permanent divergence in the blockchain. Essentially, a new software client is presented in this case, Bitcoin ABC. Some nodes will upgrade to the new client, but others will not. Because Bitcoin is decentralized, it will be up to each individual user to decide on their own software to run. Once the first block, let me scroll up here. Fix my glasses. Once the first block with the new rules is mined, other miners may decide to move their computing power over to the new chain and build on that initial block. Okay. If enough miners began to move over, this is where the possible split could happen. So it's still not very, you know, it's not 100% sure thing. We're gonna figure it all out together, guys. Although the original Bitcoin chain will likely have the majority hash power and grow at a faster rate than the new chain, the overall result will be two blockchains. Both chains will share the same origin and history up until the point they were diverged. Why can't they just use a different word? And they started a sentence with the word end. And from there on, two separate networks will exist. You know, my 5th grade teacher would have like red penned the shit out of that.
I know, right?
Depending on the amount of computing power behind it, Bitcoin ABC could become a serious contender in the cryptocurrency space. Or, if the miners supporting it switch back to the dominant chain, Bitcoin ABC, which is probably what's going to happen, may become nothing more than a distant memory in the ongoing saga of Bitcoin. Because the networks are separate, though it will make no difference how much mining power gets diverted to the smaller chain, Bitcoin ABC will continue to coexist even if it has only a fraction of the computing power of the larger Bitcoin chain. So, forks sound pretty straightforward, and yeah, they're still scary.
So there's still a chance. There's still a chance it could not happen if enough people don't go over there.
Hopefully no one does, but they have enough mining power in their own pool to probably pull it off.
Yeah, that's the thing. Two sets of coins. When the Bitcoin blockchain splits, the result will be two sets of tokens, BTC on the original Bitcoin blockchain and BitcoinCASH, BCC, on the new blockchain. Anyone who holds Bitcoins before the split will effectively hold coins on both chains after the split. In this case, anyone holding Bitcoin tokens, BTC, on the original chain will end up with the same amount of BitcoinCASH, BCC, on the other. Your Bitcoin will be safe, but if you want to make sure that you have access to your BitcoinCASH, you should check to see what their policy is, which is in the last article to show you who's doing what. The safest plan is to have control of your private keys before the split. Whether it's worth it to do so will be up to each user. But if you think BitcoinCASH will have no value, think again. BitcoinCASH futures are currently trading at $275 on BTC's exchange.
Boo!
As long as you have control of your private keys before 12:20 UTC time, you will most likely have access to the BitcoinCASH you are entitled to after the split. If you leave your Bitcoin in an online exchange, however, that exchange will be in control of your Bitcoin, which is something you don't want. To control your keys, one option is to move your coins to hardware wallet, such as Trezor or Ledger, that keeps your coins in a secure USB device. Or you can download a mobile wallet software such as Airbits or Cilium. But be careful. Some mobile wallets, including Electrum and Green Address, have said that they do not support BitcoinCASH. Neither does Coinbase.
Yo, dude, Cure just sent us a $50 super chat.
Holy shit, I didn't see that. I just had my screen.
Yo, it's pink, bro. Like, I didn't even know the colors changed. That is the cutest tip I've ever gotten.
And who is this?
K-O-E-U-R, Cure. Yeah, he's been trolling me, but with love. It's so confusing.
Yeah.
Should I put the lotion in the basket? Like, what's happening? Thank you so much.
They can hear you typing.
That's big, man. That's huge.
Softer.
I gotta get a softer keyboard. I know. I'm sorry you can hear me typing. Alright, so, monitoring the fork. But how will you be able to tell if Bitcoin has forked or not? Well, for a matter of fact, you can come back here and I'll be live. But this is telling you too. BTC fork monitor.info. It is is one site tracking potential Bitcoin forks. If it detects a fork, a red notification promises to pop up at the top of the website. Developers of the site are running both Bitcoin ABC and Bitcoin Core nodes, so they can compare the two clients and see how many blocks are on the chain versus the other. Okay, cool. Still, since BTC Fork Monitor is an independent website, the information it presents may or may not be accurate. Okay, that's fair enough. So unless you want to run your own 150 gigabyte Bitcoin ABC full node, it may be a good idea to check with other sources, such as other people running full nodes and follow their updates on social media. I do believe Tone Vase is running a miner right now, so he's going to try to be up on that. I do believe that Crypto, aka Omar Bam, will also be reporting on this live. So there are going to be a lot of people making sure you're not left in the dark. So you don't have to worry too much about keeping on top of this. A lot of people that are Bitcoin personalities, they're going to help everybody keep track of this during the hour of. I'll be live here. I'm sure Tone and Omar and Adam and everybody else will be live on their show as well. It's around the same time. So it will be interesting to see who gets the most viewers during this, because everybody's going to be live.
I just pulled up that website, btcforkmonitor.info. It says at the top, no split detected yet.
No split detected. Woo, I
it's
like
got all the different nodes that are, in different windows. Bitcoin Core, UASF, Bitcoin 40C1, segment 2X, BIP91, BitcoinCASH. It's all here, so I'll keep my eye on it. I'm glad I know it's there now. It's something to look at,
I can't stop looking at that $50 tip. Like, Cure, dude, thank you so much, man. That is so humbling, dude. That literally made... I had a shitty day today, and that really just made my day, so thank you. Oh, yeah, dude, big. You know what? It's almost that time, bro. Why don't we go ahead and introduce our guest? So you actually reached out and got this guy. He was one of your calls, Bitcoin and Coffee, right?
Yeah. I've been watching him for a while, and normally in the mornings when I wake up, he's already got a video uploaded, so I'm laying in bed watching what he's uploaded for the day. And he's another motorcycle guy, and I was thinking, we need to reach out to this guy and have him on because I like what he does, and here he is.
Speak of the crypto host himself, Bitcoin and Coffee. Thanks for joining us. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, let everybody know who you are and, what you do in this space and where they can find you.
Thank Kenn, Bosak. I'm Eugene Forrest. You can find me over at Bitcoin and Coffee. I use my email address pretty much as a free help desk service. It's eugeneforrest20@gmail.com. And that's the best way. I'm out there trying to help the cryptocurrency community.
That's awesome, man. So, John found your show. I actually just started watching your stuff myself, and I think it's very entertaining. I love the introduction. It's almost like an episode of Simpsons. Could you say something different every time you take a sip? I'm like, what is he going to say today? What's he going to say today? So I think that's pretty cool, man. I like that.
Thanks. I try, but, there's always a cup of coffee I hand around here.
That's what I was wondering, if you brought your coffee on the live stream. And something else I was going to ask you is, what brand of coffee are you drinking?
Oh, it's Folgers here.
Folgers in your cup. So, are you a black? Do you drink your coffee black or cream?
Oh, no, I gotta have cream and sugar and a little bit of hazelnut flavor if I can get a hold of it.
Yo, have you ever tried it with like a tablespoon of butter or like a teaspoon of butter?
A lot of people talking to me about that since I've been, doing the YouTube thing, and no, I haven't tried it yet.
It is definitely gonna change the game, man. I got that tip from Joe Rogan, and yeah, coffee hasn't been the same. I mean, I have some magical butter, but yeah, dude, butter in general and coffee is amazing.
I guess I'll have to give that a try.
So, what got you into cryptocurrencies, and what was your first aha moment with Bitcoin?
Well, I mean, I got into cryptocurrency because I used to do a lot on Pirate Bay, and my girlfriend had pointed out to me the little QR code, or not the QR code, but the address at the bottom for the Bitcoin, and she was asking me what that was, and I had been telling her, oh, I had heard of that before. It's, you know, it's this internet money that's supposed to be growing and expanding, and then she was like, well, you know, you are always on the computer doing stuff. Why aren't you into this? So I started actually looking into it and trying to find out what it was, and you know, just like a lot of other people, when I started getting into it, I started asking myself, what is money? And, you know, and a lot of the things I had thought to believe it wasn't. And the more I dove into it, the more I became interested into it, and the more I started putting my own finances into it. And then, I mean, I've been in the cryptocurrency space for about a year now, and I've seen, you know, my savings grow quite a bit over the last year just by being involved in the space and not really getting involved in all these other things of trading and stuff, but just by buying Bitcoin and holding it. And you know, I can't be happier with what's been happening. So I've started putting a lot of my hopes and dreams to the future, hoping that my savings will be able to grow and I'll be able to stop, you know, slaving away at the 9-to-5s.
That's what Bitcoin does for us, you know? Right, John?
What's that? What's that, Ken?
I say Bitcoin's like the golden ticket, you know what I mean? It's like every day we're holding a Powerball ticket to potential billions or millions, you know? It's like, it's a weird thing because, like, before I invested, or not, I don't like saying invested, before I convert it to Bitcoin, because that's my currency of choice, I never thought, like, oh, you know what, I'm going to own a yacht one day. Like, no, that wasn't even, like, even of a daydream. But now that I hold a few Bitcoin, I'm like, yeah, I should probably think of the paint job I want on my yacht.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat with you, man.
Bitcoin is the digital golden ticket out of poverty.
Yeah. I think all of us who are doing this, and we're all on the right track to seeing that golden future, you know.
So, yeah, John, you asked.
No, go ahead.
I was just wondering, what do you think about the upcoming fork? Do you actually think, without a doubt, we're going to end up getting this BCC, or do you think there's a chance that it just may not get the strength it needs to come into existence?
I don't know. I actually believe it probably will see some strength. A lot of people like to jump on these things and assume that they're going to make their money real quick and get rich overnight and stuff with altcoins, and that's pretty much how I'm viewing this as an altcoin. So, I mean, I see that it'll see a pump at the beginning here with people trying to make money off of it, but it'll be short-lived and die off, and you know, just be another blip on the radar of problems that we had with Bitcoin in the beginning of history.
So you're going to hold it?
Opting to not participate in it because I believe that participation in it is going to help fund the news on it. I've been trying to keep the conversation on it down to a minimum because I believe that all the talking about it is what's helped make it a lot more than what it really is.
That's interesting, because you're right. Not too many people are even aware of the situation in general. I have a lot of people that come into my store and buy Bitcoin, and not a single person, one person maybe out of 20 people this month even had a clue what was happening. Most people that are buying Bitcoin are using it. They don't care about the background updates. Not everybody using an iPhone cares about what's in the next beta. And that's how I feel about when it comes to Bitcoin. Everybody involved, not that many people really care about the technical stuff. They just want to use it for the technology that it is, or use it for the investment vehicle that it is. And that's it. They just want to kick back and not over worry it. And I feel like right now people are just too self-involved in something that even if they put the time in, we're still not going to understand what we just read or what we heard. Like, this is above all of our pay grades, or we'd be part of the team coding for this.
You got $2.
Oh, wow. We got another super chat. Thank you so much. What was it?
AQ5, $2.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. So, Bitcoin and coffee. What? You know what? That's a good question. I like to ask. What kind of wallet are you using right now? Are you using like a hardware wallet or a software wallet, or do you use one of each?
All right, I have a paper wallet that I use that I have tucked away in a safe for my savings, and then I have a hardware wallet that I keep a majority of my Bitcoin that I do like for trading on the exchanges and stuff as my way to store it when I'm not doing anything with it.
All right, so you're one of those guys, if you're not trading, it's not on the exchange, huh?
If I'm not trading, it's on my paper wallet, it's tucked in the safe, and it's sitting there waiting for, 5 to 10 years down the road. That's
fun. I like that. That's smart, man. That's real smart, because a lot of people I know, they'll be like, oh, I keep I keep like, you know, a couple $100 or whatever Bitcoin on the exchange in case something comes up and I want to trade. I'm like, well, that's kind of dumb, but okay.
I think the closest I come to that is I keep like $150 on Coinbase just because I have a shift card and you never know. But besides that, no, I usually don't keep my anything on an exchange for any length of time.
That's a good idea.
You're using Ledger, aren't you, right? If I remember correctly off of your videos.
I have a Ledger. I had a keep for a while, but I accidentally broke it. So,
were all those coins gone, or did you have your private keys for the?
Everything saved. I got them back. I didn't lose nothing or anything.
Good. I would freak the shit out. I don't know if I broke my shit and then I lost my recovery phrases and everything. And man, I'd freak out. But yeah. So I mean, what I was trying to ask earlier was like, you're using Ledger. So you're using like the Nano S or the Blue, right?
I'm using the S, yeah.
I'm sorry?
I'm using the S, the Ledger S.
Yeah, so if this happens, then we're automatically getting the BitcoinCASH, right? Like without having to do anything. So
yeah, that's what my understanding of it is that it's gonna be there.
Yeah, so you're not really gonna do anything with it, or?
Right now, at this time, I'm not planning on doing anything with it. I mean, I guess if I wait up a little bit here and I start to feel like it's safe, because that's more what I'm worried about, is that I'm afraid that there's going to be a lot of scams right here as soon as it happens, because people are going to try to cash out right away, because I'm assuming that's when the price is going to be the highest. So as they're quickly trying to move their, Bitcoin and split it into two and then find a place to unload it for the most money, that they're going to accidentally wind up in a scam somewhere, and I don't want that to happen to me. So I'd rather just stay here and wait for the aftermath. And I mean, worst comes to worst, I'm going to lose a few dollars over the situations, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Yeah. Like you always say, keep your Bitcoin safe.
Yeah.
I like that safe. Dr. B's in the chat just said that Bitcoin and coffee is a fraud. There's never been coffee in that mug.
He says that stuff all the time, and I have no idea why.
Dude, that's because it's fucking hilarious. He said, that would be the best long con ever if it was like always tea. Like if you just drank hot tea all the time, but it was. I'm sorry, that got to me a little too much. I'm already starting to like sweat from that Dr. B's. That was hilarious. Oh man, I lost track of where I was. I had a question. Do you think that it was intentional that they went with BCC when there was already an existing coin with the name BCC to maybe make it feel more comfortable? I've heard about that. I've seen that. People have said good things about BCC. So like now they're going with the same handle name, BCC.
I mean, that's a good theory. I could see where that would have possibility, but I mean, I thought that a lot of the support for this was coming out of China, and BitConnects is mostly, a Ponzi scheme based here in the United States, seeing a majority of its support. So I don't see how that would necessarily help it over there.
No, I just meant like the reputation, because they share a name.
No, you guys broke up. I couldn't hear that.
What were you saying, Ken? Go ahead.
No, I was saying like they're like kind of stealing the reputation. Not that BCC BitConnect has good reputation. I'm just saying that everybody uses BCC in a sentence with the word profit a lot on Facebook, and now these people are seeing BitcoinCASH BCC, and I'm just saying it may be something that may have been thought of. Like, hey, we could use BCC because that's already out there. People already think it's associated with profit. And see what happens, because I feel like that's the case a lot of the times in these exchanges where people don't even know what they're buying. And to go back a little bit, look at the boom in Bitcoin Dark and Bitcoin Plus. That was redonkulous, and it was just because it had the word Bitcoin in it, and this whole scenario was like just starting. We were just starting to talk about a scaling issue. We were just starting to talk about the world of forking, and then Bitcoin Dark, Bitcoin Plus just went parabolic. They just went up thousands of %. I think the most was like 5 or 6,000% for a Bitcoin Dark or Bitcoin Plus. And again, it was just because it had the word Bitcoin in it. So my thought was BCC BitConnect and BCC Bitcoin Cash. I just don't like that they have the same name, like the same breakdown there. I don't like that because people are already associating one with profits and they're just going to get confused, and I just think that that's the intent.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely a good way to piggyback on it through the social media. You know, if you hit hashtag BCC in any way, you're going to start seeing both of them. And you could, you know, how everyone's always promoting BCC, you know, to use the affiliation codes and whatnot. You know, there's a lot more social media promotion out there that's already been done as a platform for them to stand on the back of that they're going to use for free. So, I mean, that is definitely really plausible.
Hey, did you ever get into cloud mining or anything? I know you said you're a year into cryptocurrencies, right?
Yeah, I mean, I got some cloud mining accounts out there. My first one was with like EOBot because the interface was super easy to understand and use. And then eventually I fell over to Genesis Mining. I don't usually purchase much hash power with it. I received a bit from my affiliation codes, but I've pretty much turned that off a while ago. So, I mean, I'm not really, I did a little at my house too. And, you know, I burned up stuff with my electricals. Not the greatest here because I live, you know, I rent.
That'd be crazy to. I rent too. That'd be crazy to have like the maintenance guys come out to check fuses for me every other week or something because I'm blowing things up.
Actually, they came by because I almost started a fire because I had rigged up the box myself to run the 220 line to plug it in because I didn't have. I only had one for the dryer and I needed to do a separate one for the miner.
Oh shit! Yeah, you were definitely hungry to get into this.
Oh yeah. When I first started at this, my big thing was, how do I go about getting cryptocurrency without exchange? You know, I don't make a ton of money. So giving up my paycheck meant that I was giving up, you know, the little bit extra I had for myself and a good time for my family. So it was like, how do I get this stuff for free so that I can invest in my future without having to take money out of my pocket? So I was looking at every way I possibly could. And one of the other ways I messed up in the beginning was trying to sell cryptocurrency on eBay. And then everybody started doing the, you know, the buyback or whatever for the seller protection. And I think I lost almost $500-600 on that.
Oh, wow.
All in a matter of a month.
Well, I kind of fuzzed out there in the beginning, but you said you blew the fuse, you blew the box.
Yeah, because I didn't have the right kind of fuse in there for the 220 that I had put on it. It was too small. I had put two 10s on it or whatever, trying to hook it up to a 220 line.
And what were you running that took 220?
I had run the 220 to run the power supply to run the miner.
That much power to run?
Because I just had one power supply to run all 6 cards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I ordered everything at once, so I went big on the power supply instead of getting multiple ones.
Oh shit.
That's kind of gangster.
Yeah.
That's dedication, man. You jumped in the rabbit hole head deep.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know. When I found this, I didn't really have many hobbies or anything like that before. So, I mean, I jumped in, you know, like you're saying, head first, and I've been in it. And, I mean, pretty much I don't watch much TV or anything like that. So if it's not like family time or work time, it's crypto time for me.
Hey, what made you start your YouTube show?
I'm reading, I'm watching the YouTube videos, I'm checking out your show too, man. I'm out there seeing what information, other ideals people are putting out there, and I'm running around in my head and trying to see what I can come up with, and trying to trade on the markets and see what extra I can make.
Yeah, I was just curious, what made you start your YouTube channel? Like, and I'll be honest, and John, we this is hard. How many takes we do and just the time it is, like to find time to make sure it's set aside for this stuff, it's hard. So I was just curious, like what makes you, what got you into doing YouTube videos, and then what keeps you coming back?
Well, at first, I was just, I was spending money out of my paycheck and doing what I could do to get crypto, but I wasn't really talking to anybody about it. And whenever I went and talked to people in, real life, face-to-face, they just looked at me like I was crazy. And and I was watching all these YouTubers, and I was like, I'm starting to understand it as much as they are. Maybe, I can just put myself out there and talk to people and, see that, see what I can do, see if I can take part in the community, you know, do my part to get cryptocurrency out there. And, you know, these people, they got donational addresses too. I'm going to admit, I was like, yeah, maybe a couple dollars here and there for, you know, making some videos and talking about crypto and sharing my ideals. You know, I'd be happy for that. And so I just started off real small. I mean, I've never deleted a video. They're on there. I think my first video was 2 minutes and absolutely horrible. And I think it took me like 5 takes or something. And I'm usually a very shy person, so getting out on camera was hard to do at first, and you know, it was a lot of takes, and then I had trouble finding the timing, like you're saying, finding the time to do it every single day. And you know, I've just got it worked into my routine now, where I get up you know, 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, and I just, you know, start digesting cryptocurrency news, and I get ready, drink my cup of coffee, take a shower, and then try to, you know, do my video in one take, and I hit upload, and out the door I go, off to work. So, you know, half the time I don't usually even watch it again before you guys are seeing it.
That's great. I watch mine and it sucks because I'm like, I hate this video. And then for some reason it gets the most thumbs up and the most views. And I'm like, I should have deleted it. I still want to delete it, but it's my most popular video for some reason. So whatever. So it's usually better to not watch your own videos, honestly, because it's like being a cook in the kitchen. Like, you over critique the food. It's got to be too perfect. Just let it go. It's probably fine. Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you, what kind of altcoins are you holding, and are there any in particular you think actually have like a long term, and which ones maybe are more short term holdings?
I mean, I'm like 90% BTC, but I do have some Litecoin and some Ethereum, of course. I got some Monero. I got NEM. Actually, I think some of my like most holdings would be in NEM. I probably got like a 5% holding in NEM. So, and then I have a lot of coins that have been donated to me that are like just a couple dollars here and there that I never trade them out. If you donate me something to me in one coin, I leave it in that.
I had a question too, and I just forgot it.
I was giving you the window. There was a perfect window for you. I opened it. I cleared the shelf.
Yeah, man.
So, I mean, how are you doing,
John?
I seen your show with your appendicitis. Are you doing better, man? You know, I watch your show all the time too, and you know, you were one of the first people that's a YouTuber that reached out to me, and you know, we did that show together and have talked and everything. So, I mean, I was concerned. I seen that and I was like, oh man, that has to suck real bad. I've never had surgery.
Oh yeah. Doing better than it was on Friday.
Yeah, I bet.
It's just right now, like, where I'm losing all my questions and trying to keep focused on what everybody's saying because the pills and shit. But
well,
yeah,
stop
it's
doing
kind of
drugs.
fun. But I hope that nobody has to go through this shit. I know that people will. You know, shit happens. But I hope it doesn't happen to any of you all. You know, because it fucking sucks. You know, I think somebody even mentioned. In that video in the comment section, they're like, "Yeah, you were kind of quiet during that live stream," and you know, as soon as the cameras went off, man, that's when it all blew up. So,
yeah, you were just sitting there the whole time, like, "Please don't die, please don't die, please don't die."
Yeah. And then sitting in the VA, sitting in the hospital there, I was just, I'm dying here. I had to get out of there and get somewhere that's actually going to see me. But
yeah, I mean, healthcare in America, I mean, it's a joke, so.
I save a lot of money on health insurance by not having any.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, I was hoping that this would wait until August 1st because that's when I am able to switch my health insurance and because I have TRICARE and we are going to be switching over to a new plan. That, you know, right now we don't pay a monthly cost, but we pay like 20% of the bill, you know. But we're going to be switching over to where it's going to, you know, we pay a monthly fee, but then it's zero cost elsewise. You know?
Right.
And that just could not wait until August 1st for that to happen. You know, now I'm stuck with the bill. You know, so
zero cost.
Yeah. Whatever. You know,
August 1st is going to be the day that haunts us in so many ways now, John.
So one thing I did notice, though, is that you guys were saying that counter. Apparently, Jimmy Sung said that counter is off by an hour. So, and then also when we do, when BCC comes out, it's going to take it a little while for them to mine the first block, so it won't quite be exactly at that time.
I'm going to try to be ready an hour or so before that timer says it's ready, so I guess I'll have to be even sooner now. But yeah, I want it to be live to make sure if it does go down, I see the first block go through and then everybody signaling and see what happens. I mean, it's going to be like a it's going to be a shit show, that's for sure. Everybody's going to be sending their BCC from their wallets to the exchanges, and I'm just curious how long that's going to take in general. You know what I mean? Like, that's going to be a flood.
I mean, you're going to see a lot of congestion on the Bitcoin network if that happens, and then I mean you're going to see the fees skyrocketing, and then with a lot of exchanges being shut down and not allowing coins in and out, the few that are going to be opening and accepting the coins, you know, you're going to see a flood in them, and are they going to be ready for that kind of volume? So there could be, you know, problems there with lockups and the page not working, and then you trying to sell and stuff and not being able to get your order in time.
Yeah, that's going to be a big problem. That's why I want to make sure I'm probably there for, like, the hour. You know, the first hour. I want to see, like, how long does it take for me to send my BCC from my ledger to an exchange? How long does it take for my sell order to go through? And maybe I'll even buy some back just to see how long that takes and send it back, just to see how their blockchain is reacting with the congestion, because I feel like it's all going to be on BCC. The Bitcoin BTC is probably going to be very stationary. People are going to be not moving that. We're going to see a lot of people trading that BCC, that, like, quote-unquote free money. There are going to be a lot of people either selling that for other altcoins if it's available on the exchange, or for whatever else they can get for it. What about the use case, though, for Bitcoin Cash? Have you seen, like, the use cases that they're saying and the companies that are standing behind it? Do you think that, you know, with them alone, Bitcoin Cash actually has a place in the future with that as a use case? Or do you think that may fizzle out?
I don't know if I actually seen who was taking the Bitcoin Cash as a form of payment or anything. I actually, if you had noticed, I was off for like 2 days. I was kind of ill over the weekend, so I didn't get super deep into what's been happening in the recent events. I had just seen that they were, you know, that it was coming out and forking and everything, and that it was being supported by the one mining pool that's giving it 5%.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you're probably better off not being involved. It's so much less drama to have on your shoulders, because it's all frivolous.
It is.
But what company did you do? You know the name of the company that is actually accepting it, or?
I can't remember offhand at the moment. I read a list earlier today, and it was a couple big names, and they were like Chinese companies. What the heck was the name of their version of like Best Buy or something was saying it? I can't remember. Everybody compares it to the big electronics company, but there's like, it's just basically a Chinese market. It looks like it may be for them. And again, for the ASIC boost, you know, miners that have that purvey, this is for them too. This is going to be an ASIC coin. It's going to be a miner's coin. It's going to be for these guys. So I don't know if that's going to be a big enough group to keep their use case going. If they're going to have enough, you know, power behind them to even last long enough to get a footing with a use case. It's just, this is sketchy, man. A lot of people are like, oh yeah, Bitcoin Cash is the original Bitcoin. I'm like, no, it has Bitcoin's history. It has the blockchain history, but it's not the original Bitcoin. That's BTC.
Yeah. And those companies can be sitting there saying, oh, we take Bitcoin Cash all they want. But as long as there's got to be people there to actually, like, okay, here, take my Bitcoin Cash, you know?
Exactly.
There's going to be too many of those people. But go ahead.
I mean, yeah, a lot of people were saying that they're not going to be supporting it or whatever, or that they're going to be waiting in a speculation to see what happens in the market. And, I mean, the speculation in the market is pretty much going to be that, I mean, is this going to be working as much as Bitcoin is? Are people going to be accepting it? I mean, there's a few Chinese companies that are supporting it, but that's what we've seen mostly, is a lot of Chinese support behind it. Well, I mean, Bitcoin is world supported and supported by billions of dollars. I mean, yeah, billions of dollars. So we're looking at all of this, and I mean, this is, if you go to CoinMarketCap and you type in Bitcoin, I mean, there's like 6 coins that pop up that all have Bitcoin in the name. And this is just going to become another one, and just another little footnote in Bitcoin's history.
Yeah. And we all know the quality that comes out of China. You know?
Right. I mean, I think the more downside of this is that it's going to be putting, Bitcoin is about to take off here in price due to the fact of segregated witness coming on board and all of the second tier chains happening, and this is going to be putting downward pressure on the flight of this. The price could be going up a lot higher than what it would be because there wouldn't be people, diverting attention into what's going to be happening with BCC and, saying, oh, that this is the other coin and taking the media attention away from it, when all of the media attention should be on what's happening with segregated witness and how this 2-year debate is over and how Bitcoin is about to start having a lot more purposeful meaning for the community and for the world at whole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like people need to stop highlighting the potential doom scenarios and actually talk about the benefits of SegWit. And another thing I think is funny, a lot of people are worried about, well, what if this works? What if Bitcoin does get SegWit and it works and Bitcoin doesn't fork? Or even if it does fork, what if it gets segregated witness and it works and it's great? What about all that Litecoin I bought? Well, guys, that means Bitcoin and Litecoin have SegWit, which means they're working on Lightning Network, which means eventually they will have atomic swap, which means you'll be able to send Litecoin to Bitcoin wallets and Bitcoin to Litecoin wallets, and they will switch somewhere in the center, and that is where I feel like Litecoin again and Bitcoin are going to have that very strong relationship. So I don't know if you guys were hedging any of these crazy, scenarios on Litecoin. Personally, I went pretty heavy on Litecoin, but I still think that if this works out, Litecoin's price is still going to go up with Bitcoin, and if it doesn't work out, it's still going to go up because of the issues with Bitcoin. So again, I think Litecoin's a pretty good cryptocurrency. What are your thoughts on Litecoin in general?
Yeah, I mean, I've been real pro Litecoin as a way to be able to test, what we're going to be able to do to the BTC network and be able to bring new technology to it. And the ideal of the atomic swap is going to be wonderful because it goes to show that we'll have value and that we're trading value and that it doesn't matter which cryptocurrency, if we're using our gold or if we're using our silver or whatever else we bring in as Bitcoin and Litecoin likes to say our nickel coin, and we're able to, trade and be able to do what we need to do with our value of money.
Awesome. Hey, John, you have any wrap-up questions here? We're getting close to the end of the show.
I think I just want to know what kind of coffee he was drinking. But no, it's I'm just excited to have him on here. I've been watching this guy for a while, and I'm so grateful that Kenn has actually reached out and wanted me to do this show. All these people that have been watching for so long, and it's fucking awesome.
Well, I'm happy, John, that you're happy to be here as the I really enjoy you as a co-host and as a friend, dude. And I really hope that me and Bitcoin and Coffee over here can become friends as well, man. You have to keep coming on the show. I'd be happy to come on your show. I love talking about Bitcoin, obviously. I mean, I got it tattooed on me. I can't not talk about it. People ask about this all the time.
I had seen your episode. That really sucks that it doesn't work, though, man.
It does, and that's the first question. Not the first question is not, hey, what is that? The first question is, does it scan? And then from there, I get to talk about Bitcoin. It sucks.
Yeah, that's your in. That's your in.
That's my in, but I don't like the in. Hey, we did get our 50 thumbs up. We have over 60 live viewers. So I'm going to go ahead and give away our Litecoin to the live viewer. We have 1 out of 22 potential winners. We're going to go ahead and draw one lucky winner. I did have to drop the Litecoin giveaway to $1. I was giving away 0.1 Litecoin. I ended up giving away like a whole hell of a lot more than YouTube's going to give me. So I got to try to make sure that YouTube's paying for this and not me. So, Mitch, you just won. Mitch, I will be sending you an email. All you have to do is reply to that email with your Litecoin address, and I will be sending you some free Litecoin. Thank you, everybody who joined. Thanks again to Bitcoin and Coffee. I really appreciate you coming on the show. Hey, is there anything you wanted to talk about before we get going, or anything you wanted to let the viewers know about? Anything you think we should touch on?
Pretty much, I just want to say thank you for having me on here. Like I was saying, I'm kind of shy, so I don't get out there on a lot of other YouTube shows often. I mean, I've done a few guest appearances on Adam Meister's show and Eduardo from Bitworks. But, you know, thank you, man, for having me on your show. I appreciate all this, and all of us that are out here supporting the cryptocurrency community, and especially avoiding the scams. Getting new people not mixed in with the scams is one of the best things we can do, because if we can avoid, you know, the new people not getting mixed in with the scam, then they'll continue with cryptocurrency and they'll see the value in it and not get discouraged. So, and always, free help desk at eugeneforest20@gmail.com, and check out my show at Bitcoin and Coffee.
All right, guys, there's a link.
Go subscribe.
Yes, there's a link in the description box below to both John Cryptotherapy and Bitcoin and Coffee. They're both down there, so make sure you click on both of those links, subscribe to both of those shows where you can learn about Bitcoin and you can get your coffee on too. I do want to shout out to everybody who tipped in the super chat. Thank you, Cure, and thank you, A5. I really appreciate it. Super chats really do help the show grow. I can actually spend more time and dedicate time, and it makes more sense. So thank you so much. Yeah, I really appreciate the super chats. All right, guys. So here we go. Thank you, and have a day.